everyone, Kalla here. Welcome to my live stream. Glad you could make it today. So today it's back to Twisted Wonderland because the Fairy Gala event has begun. And I mean it's Gacha first. Because I really want that Leona, though I'm really hoping it doesn't use like all of my resources. But first, I did buy a few gems so that I could do this guaranteed SSR. Well, so we're gonna do that first. So, guaranteed SSR temple.
Yami no kagami ni michibikare shi mono yo.
Rare Kita. And rare channel. Or rather, mostly just rare awakening perfume, really. Although, so the perfume. Lots of awakening perfume time. And still some uncapping. I don't have every rare full yet. I wonder what SSR I'll get. Oh, this is an SR, I believe. From Hearts level? Oh! No, I take it back! That's an SSR! Right? Kita! Nante. Okay, so that's my first non-Savannah Claw SSR. Anyway. Alright then. So now, time to try for Leona. Please, 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 Gacha. Don't take all my resources. I think I have just about enough to hit pity, but I don't really want to do that again. Please. Leona's birthday's like in what it's like late July or something, and I need gems for that too. So please come home sooner than pity, Leona. Let's go.
Yami.
Just skip our way through. Oop. Hooray for new SRs!
薬草の見極めは得意じゃん。食ってみて効果がなかったら薬草じゃない。
I'm not sure that's the way to identify things. Nope. Well, that's the event gem all sorted. Looking very dapper.
妖精になりきるか。正直気は乗らないが、やるからには完璧にこなしてやるさ。
Rare again. Savannah Claw. Nice. Two new SRs, pretty good. But that's not what we're here for. Doesn't look like I got an SSR there. Hello again, Jamal. Ooh. Hearts level this time. Hooray for new SRs again.
勉強だって楽しく映えたら最高でしょ。
That's fair. Again. Alright, this is... Could be 30 at the end of this, I believe. Rare. What are you? Is this another Jamal? It is, but it's not the event one. I thought it was going to be another one of the event one. Is this the event, Jamal? Yep. I'm gonna end up fully uncapping him, aren't I? And again. Two feathers. What have we got? Oh, Octaven out.
Oh,
SSR, hello. Hello, Azel. Welcome. You're the first non-pity SSR I've had in this game. Non-guaranteed and non-pity.
学園生活もモストロラウンジの経営もどちらも楽しませてもらっています。
Jam Milligan? Yep. Alright. That was 40. Alright. Onwards to 50. Jamil? Jamil! Any more of him? We start getting perfume. Like that. Alright. Onwards to 60. Okay, what have we got? Oh, Savannah Claw. Nice. I like new SS.
堅苦しいのは好きじゃない。
I mean, you're not the Leona I was aiming for, but... Onwards to 70. I'm gonna have to hit pity, aren't I? Demo? Yep. Oh, up to vanilla again. Onwards to 80. General again? Yep. Oh, Savannah Claw? Come on! Nope. Jamil again? Yep. Yep. Eating all my gems. It's the last multi I'm doing. I've got to get to pity on single keys. Oh, Savannah Claw? Wrong Leona. Jamil again? No! SSR Callum. I'll take it.
歌に踊りにうまい飯楽しめることは全部楽しめ
Right, we've got to go back now. We can't do another multi. Alright, single keys. Let's go. Next. Ooh. Jam Milligan? Yep. $94. $95. $96. There's no guarantee that Leona is the pity, is there? My pity SSR could be anything else, right? $99. The pity we go. 100. Let's let this one play out completely.
いざ導かん闇の力を秘めし者
Savannah Claw. That doesn't go. Yes, there we go. You made me go all the way to pity, Leona. I hope you're happy. I hope you're happy. He looks good in that, though. Alright then. With that done, let's move on to the actual event. Get Fairy Dust, spend it to unlock story chapters, play twist tunes. Okay. So it's just like the previous events, except it's twist tunes and not battles, basically. Mage Stone missing. And once again, with it being an event, it's unvoiced, so I'm going to be doing my best impressions, which are going to be bad. Excuse me, head mage, we've been looking for you. Something strange is going on. Scarabi is usually warm year-round, but we're getting a bunch of snow. We shoveled enough to get out of our dorm, only to find the Hall of Mirrors as hot as an oven. That's Viper. It's happening at your dorm, too. The temperature has been aberrant in my office as well. It's so cold in there, why my feathers could freeze over. Temperature control on the campus is handled by fairies who draw power from a highly valuable mage stone the school maintains. Perhaps someone vandalized it in some fashion. Then we should go check on it on the double. So this mage stone you mentioned is stored in the mirror chamber? Yes, it's strictly forbidden for anyone to enter without my Wait a minute. Sweet merciful 7. Gone! Gone! The precious mage stone that supplies the fairies with magical power is gone! Huh? It is? Viper, summon every house warden to the head mage's office at once. I'm calling an emergency meeting. It is snowing in here. Why is this room so cold? Oh, thank goodness. Dr. Vinell's been so unbearably hot all day. I feared I was on the cusp of dehydrating into Octo Jerky. It's a sauna in Ignihide. What if this fries our PCs? Requesting we shut the dorm down for immediate emergency maintenance, sir. Quiet in the office. As you are no doubt aware, we are presently unable to regulate the temperature in buildings across campus. The cause, I'm afraid, is the mage stone acting as a fairy power supply is missing. And that's the thing you were yelling about, right? Just so. Our campus buildings are kept pleasantly livable all year round by virtue of the magic of fire fairies, water fairies, and wind fairies. Just to name a few of our many fey benefactors. With the mage stone gone, we cannot fuel the fairies' magic and thus cannot control the campus's air conditioning. I kept it stored in the mirror chamber to avoid this precise scenario, and yet someone has undoubtedly stolen it. The nerve, the audacity. You just said that the stolen object is a mage stone that supplies the type of magical power that fairies favour. Wouldn't it follow, then, that the fairies would be our first suspects? That is a fair assessment, Nazzle. As I recall, there's a fae right here among us, a rather tall one at that. That's a bold implication you're making, Ashen Grotto. Are you suggesting that I, the heir apparent of Briar Valley, would stoop to common thievery? Perish the thought. Pardon me, I meant no offence, of course. Dude, the amount of power you could get from a mage stone would be a drop in the bucket to Malleus. He's already a balance-breaking character with that auto-filling MP gauge of his. Yeah, for sure. Nobody here would think for a minute you're behind this, Malleus. Just, if you happen to know anything relevant, it'd be nice to hear. Like, does anything Fae-related come to mind? Or anything along those lines? When I was out on a stroll last evening, I did glimpse some fairies around here, a kind I don't see very often. They were palm-sized and clad in leaves. There were 2 of them, and they were struggling to carry an iridescent stone. Why, that's it! That must be the missing mage stone. Draconia, which way were they headed? Toward the botanical garden, I believe. We depart at once. Everyone, make haste. Isn't it good that Malleus saw something, and also that Callum thought to ask if Malleus had seen anything? The Fairy Gala. Let us take a discreet peek inside. We mustn't alert our fairy suspects. Ah, I see some tiny fairies grouped up. They're definitely carrying an iridescent stone. That's it! That's the precious mage stone that vanished from the mirror chamber. Those fairies clad in leaves are called craft fairies. They make the tools and implements their fae brethren need to change the seasons. And does that mean they stole the mage stone to use in some feat of engineering? Look, now a different fairy is coming up and they're carrying something. Is that a tiara? Ah, they've affixed the mage stone to it. Don't tell me they pilfered such a precious stone simply to use in making accoutrements. Oh hey, a bigger fairy's coming up now. You know she's boss level because she's got an escort. My, I believe that's... And now they've placed the mage stone adorned tiara upon her head. Interesting. So they crafted a haute couture crown for the larger fairy. The gemstone colour does match her dress rather nicely. There wasn't even a rather there, but it seemed like it would go. Is this really the time for a fashion appraisal? I've seen that golden fairy before. You have? Shining like gold, she towers over the other fairies, her beautiful wings aflutter. Thus she is revered by her diminutive brethren. There's no mistake, that is the Queen of the Feyland, where the smaller fairies gather. Ah, the Queen of the Fey. Well, Queen of the smaller Fey. What? She's the Fairy Queen? If she's outside her domain at this time of year, there's only one likely explanation. Night Raven College's Botanical Garden has been selected as the venue for the Fairy Gala. I beg your pardon? The Fairy Gala? Dear, oh dear, goodness gracious me. What's this gala? Sounds like a hoot to me. The Fairy Gala is a festival that the fairies hold to usher in spring. Those who dwell in the Feyland choose a place to hold it on a whim when spring draws near. When spring draws near. Isn't it nearly summer now? Obviously not in the game. Supposedly, they celebrate the turning of the season with fancy outfits and a glitzy fashion show to showcase them. Okay, this is getting ridiculous. Let's just shoo off the stupid fairies and take the Mage Stone back. No, you can't! The Fairy Gala is no mere celebration of fairy fashion. It's specifically a festival to herald the arrival of spring. If it were to be interrupted or spoiled, that would incur the fairies' wrath. And Twisted Wonderland would be forever enveloped in winter's cold, harsh embrace. When the fairies decide upon a venue, there is no negotiating. That's the trouble with the Fairy Gala. Just what we need. Forces of nature who throw temper tantrums when someone makes them mad. Spoken by the person who throws temper tantrums when you make him mad. The fairies can be surprisingly stubborn and petty. You'll find precious few as mild-mannered as myself. Wow, their deadpan humour is totally OP. We can hardly chase off the fairies, but sitting around waiting patiently for the gala to end is also not an option. From what I've heard, the Fairy Gala's post-event festivities can easily run 3 months. As in the entirety of spring, I guess. Without that Mage Stone, temperatures across campus will remain in a state of chaos. We cannot hold classes under such conditions. I say we all work together to take it back. Ah, yes. Work together. This lot. Why do you all look so positively unenthused? Here we go with the same old story, a self-important grown-up dumping unpleasant work on his students. You're right that being unable to hold classes is a serious problem. But is it one that students have any business addressing? Like, yeah, Crowley, do your own jobs. The head mage is the one responsible for campus affairs. As a student, I fail to see how any of this is my job. Goodness, I know temperatures are in flux, but you needn't all be so unseasonably cold. Even so, I had a feeling you'd respond thusly. So be it. I'm afraid school is cancelled until the Fairy Gala concludes and the air conditioning is fixed. School's cancelled? Sweet! However, missing 3 months of classes means that I won't be able to advance you to your next year of studies. The entire student body will be held back, yourselves included. What? Preposterous, me? Held back a year? That's unacceptable for me as well. It would be devastating to my public image. Yeah, you see? I'm perfectly fine with cancelling classes, but it simply won't do for all of you. And I, being the kind soul that I am, can hardly disregard your feelings on the matter. Yes, kind, definitely. It still doesn't sit well with me, but I suppose we have no choice. It is absurd, but with our advancement effectively being held over our heads, our options are limited. Then we have an agreement. Wonderful! Let's all work to overcome this adversity. Together! Yes, together, which is a thing that the students of Night Raven College are so good at doing. Take back the Mage Stone. So, in review, you have 2 tasks. 1, see the Fairy Gala through to completion. 2, take back the Mage Stone. These objectives must be achieved in tandem. With that established, I open up the floor to discussion. Say, Malleus, you're a Fae like the Queen, right? What if you just went up like, hey, excuse me, that stone is valuable to us, can we have it back? And the Fae are no monolithic entity. We come in many different varieties. There are Flora Fae, Light Fae, Fauna Fae, everything from Thistle Fae to dragons like myself fall under the same broad umbrella. We come in different sizes and speak different languages. Not all of us get along either, much like humans, really. Were I to so much as set foot in their Gala, those tiny fairies would grow frightened and scatter to the winds. Some help you are. If reasoning with them is off the table, then our only option left is force. That would only aggravate matters. Perhaps we should explore methods of taking it back peacefully without being noticed. Yes! Thievery! That's the good idea, Russell. If an inconspicuous solution is our aim, then what if we crafted an imitation tiara and swapped it for the real one? As an actor, I can tell you that most jewellery used in movie filming is just imitation costume jewellery. Of course, it's convincing enough to fool laypeople as long as they refrain from scrutiny. You make a fine observation. As far as I could tell, those fairies were only regarding the Mage Stone as a pretty rock. The counterfeit would go unnoticed as long as it remains aesthetically identical. But how would you even make the swap? You saw how well guarded the Queen was. How's an outsider gonna get close to her without drawing a bunch of aggro? The Fairy Gala is a large-scale event, yes? Surely they cannot keep track of every single attendee. Getting close to the Queen on the day of the Gala wouldn't draw any undue suspicion. Sneaking into the Fairy Gala, reaching the tiara and swapping it out with a fake. That's quite the cunning plan. However, there's one snag. It hinges on having some manner of magic spell or item that disguises someone as a fairy, a prospect as unrealistic as it is in stock! Whoa there! I recognise that voice. So did I. That's Mr. S, right? Windswept. Things, head mage, my little imps, seem to be in a bit of a mind. Hello, Sam. Why am I not surprised that you have an internal radar for desperate customers? Business opportunities. I mean, you're the same, Azel. My friends in the shadows tipped me off, actually. Let me guess, head mage, is this what you're in the market for? A vial full of golden power, I take it that's fairy dust. Just a little bit of pixie dust, huh? Why, yes. Good eye, my horned imp friend. Fairy dust is the source of power for the fairies living in the Feyland. The way I hear it, no dust, no flying, fluttering, or even floating for them. Feyland fairies keep themselves coated in the stuff at all times, which means, conversely, Anyone with fairy dust sprinkled on them counts as part of the crew. With this, you could sneak into the party like you were planning. I hear the Feylanders treasure fairy dust so much they appoint an official dust guard to safeguard it. And yet you have an entire vial of it in your hand. How did you come to acquire it, Sam? Trade secret, I'm afraid. Normally, I'd prefer to spare such expenses, but the Fairy Gala leaves me in no position to refuse. I'll be purchasing that fairy dust. Bill it to the school. Thanks. Pleasure doing business with ya. Well, that takes care of one problem. We have our means of disguising someone as a fairy. This is a tiny vial. This much dust won't be enough to coat every house warden present. We'll have to nominate someone to infiltrate the Fairy Gala. This event is a hotspot for Fairy World elites. Our nominee will need to carry himself with grace and refinement. He'll also need convincingly glamorous attire, of course. Indeed, the ideal infiltrator will need to know his way around parties for the upper crust. Well, good thing some of these heads of the dorms are royalty, right? Incidentally, I have it on good authority that the theme of this year's Fairy Gala is windswept. Whatever that means. Windswept, you say? That sounds evocative of breezy, broad stretches of land. What? Do I have something on my face? Hey, don't look at me. In the Feylanders' eyes, I believe you two have the most windswept look. Agreed. Savannas and desert environments certainly qualify. As poor an excuse for nobility as he is, Leona is a royal. And Callum is heir to the most prominent and wealthy family in all of the Scalding Sands. Yes, I should think they both know their way around a gala. Leona and Callum get my vote. We done here? KGG. That was too energetic for Idia. I don't know how to do a voice for Idia. I'm sure our two infiltrators will have many preparations to make, so this would be a good point to adjourn. I wasn't invited to start with, so I'll just see myself out. They forgot to invite Malleus again. My, how quick everyone is when they want to get out of something. The infiltration team. And there you have it, boys! The continued peace and well-being of our school is in your hands. Count me in, I'm all too happy to help. Well, count me out. Why should I have anything to do with infiltrating some dumb party? Let me be clear, I hate schmoozing. Galas, yeah, balls, bath, etc. King Scholar, consider the possibility that Asim fails in his endeavour and spring is not forthcoming. Wouldn't you be among those most affected by the state of affairs as a feline beastman? Perpetual winter would sap you of your drive. Savannah Claw has many beastman students, and I imagine that temperature changes do them no favours. They'll have trouble staying active. Your dorm's performance and energy would plummet drastically. Are you willing to accept that risk? Fine, whatever. Woohoo! A fairy party! This is so exciting! Say, is it okay if I bring Jamal along for this? I'd hate for him to miss out. By all means, in fact I insist you do. I'd certainly rest a lot easier that way. Yes, because Jamal's more sensible. You could use an attendant yourself, King Scholar. Someone to keep you honest and prevent you from stealing away the moments I'm not watching. How about Howell, your fellow Savannah Claus student? He's a diligent sort. Are you serious? That guy's the textbook definition of inflexible. And with him around... The point is, I'm ruling him out. Make it ruggy. Poochie, are you sure your motive there isn't having someone who will follow your lead and enable you to skip out on your duties? Do you trust me or not? If you don't, take me off the infiltration team. I mean, I'm not sure Jack would be very good at... He's not a very sneaky person, right? And we're trying to be sneaky. How could a student of this school be so selfish when his home away from home is facing a crisis? All of your students are selfish, that's the problem. I'll assign you a a mediator who will report back to me in a timely manner. I've already called them over, in fact. Could it be who I think it is? Is it me? It is. I see yet another absurd assignment coming. As hot as a desert in Ramshackle Dom. The whole place is going to be uninhabitable for those of us among the living if someone doesn't do something about this stat. I knew it, Keller and Grimm. You're getting in on the Fairy Gala too, huh? You couldn't ask for better backup. Welcome aboard. All these herbivores. I'm not some sheepdog, for the record. Once again, Leona, look at these teeth. And tell me I'm a herbivore again to my face. I'll bite you. You don't have to be afraid, Leona. I'll make sure to look after you. Excuse me. I see a fight is brewing already. All right, Kalla, listen up. Your job is to keep an eye on our infiltrators and ensure they don't cause problems at the Fairy Gala. You're asking me to babysit these two, I guess, and their assistants. Okay. You expect me to be able to control these guys, yeah. The success of this operation is riding on you. Don't say that, please. I do like this background music, it's very nice. A plan. Callum, why must you always sign up for trouble on the spot? How many times have I told you to say I'd like some time to consider it before agreeing? Leona, you have got to stop dragging me into these messes. You just want to dump all your dirty work on me. But everybody needs our help. I'm sure if we all put our heads together, we'll do just fine. Oh, get over it. It's not like I want to be here either. But it's a fairy festival! Don't you want to see that at least once? Do you even understand what's at stake here? We're not going to sip bubbly and discuss the weather. Actually, we kind of are, but no matter. If you want me in, give me at least 10 Thor marks an hour for my time. Then we can talk. Yes, Reggie, ask for payment. All they do is bicker. I hope you guys are all ready to get held back, or are you guys all okay with letting the campus remain unlivable indefinitely? Hope you guys are all ready to get held back. Yeah, that would be unacceptable. If Kellum got held back a year, it would be an embarrassment to the Asim family name. Unlike another royal family I shan't name, House Asim is a family of merchants that can't afford to have their hair get labelled as indolent. Hey, I heard that. Good grief. You're right that we're just wasting time here. We're not in a position to say no at this point regardless. Let's do as Kalla suggests and get to work on a plan. All we have to do is swap out the tiara, right? Sounds like enough of a plan to me. That's not enough of a plan, Callum! How are we swapping out the tiara? Who's doing it? How are we getting the imitation? There's a lot of other things we need to plan, Callum! That's a goal, not a plan. The tiara is sitting on the Queen's head, right? We need to work out how to make the actual switch. Can't we just use magic to levitate it all sneaky-like off her head? Fae are much more sensitive to magic than humans are. Can't you tell that much from Malleus? This is the Queen of the Faeland we're talking about. We should assume they will immediately notice even the slightest use of magic. Yeah, we're gonna need someone who's very good at sleight of hand. The most likely person of those is Ruggy, right? I don't know, actually. Might not actually be his skill set. But he is sneaky. He did a lot of sneakying before, right? Yeah, you're right about that. A bunch of mages that can't use magic at all. Cool, that's a tight constraint right out of the gate. Don't be thick. That's where you come in, Ruggy. Oh, Leona's also volunteering Ruggy for her. It's good. It's not just me. How do you figure? You'll swap the tiara the Queen's wearing for the fake. Directly, by hand. Wait, what? Me? Oop. Aww. Reggie looks so cute with that little flower crown. That's cute.
真っ白で汚れが目立ちそうな服っすね。これ着たままじゃ飯も食えねえや。
Right, I don't like white clothes for that same reason, Reggie. So this is limited use, Reggie. Okay. How to draw attention. Ah yes, because we've got to distract people while we do the switch, right? While Ruggy does the switch. Wouldn't that be even easier to spot than magic? Not for Ruggy. He's got sticky fingers and the skills to back it up. I knew I wasn't imagining that. Besides, it's not like the Queen's got the tiara stowed in her inside jacket pocket or something. It's sitting right on her head, out in the open, just begging to be swiped. And that makes it way harder, actually. Oh, I get it! So that's why you wanted to bring Ruggy instead of Jack. Jack does tend to stand out in any crowd. I can't think of anyone better suited to this plan than Ruggy. I'm on board with your idea, Leona. Oh, jeez, you guys serious? So, Ruggy, how many seconds do you need to switch one tiara for another? Accounting for the size of the tiara and the kind of surroundings will be in, I'd say about 15 seconds. That's pretty good. He says 10 seconds. You shaved 5 seconds off my estimate! Yeah, because I know you. You added some breathing room, didn't you? You got me. Yes, but breathing room's important, Leona. Either way, I'm gonna need the Queen distracted the whole time for this to work at all. So you need 10 seconds of full distraction. How would one draw attention at a fairy gala safely and without raising suspicion? Well, this party is supposed to celebrate the arrival of spring, right? What better way to celebrate than with a parade? We could throw a big fancy one that leaves the Queens totally starstruck. We could wear dazzling costumes and bring music troops. The classic Callum solution. Throw money and bodies at the problem to make them go away. Did you forget about our limited supply of fairy dust? Yeah, the supply of fairy dust that was not enough to coat 7 people, but is apparently going to coat 6. Actually, I think he might be onto something. The Fairy Gala's centerpiece event is a fashion show, right? Yep. Anything goes on the runway, apparently. Dancing, singing, it's all fair game as long as it celebrates spring. According to Sam, it's a really glitzy show. It sounds like a ton of fun. That's our angle. Myself, Callum, and Leona will draw the whole venue's attention at the fashion show. While the Queen's distracted, Ruggy, Grim, and Kalla will switch out her tiara. Excuse me, you expect me to put myself on display for the entertainment of fairies? You'd be surprised how long 10 seconds can last. We'll need a full coordinated effort to buy time for Ruggy. Grim and Prefect Kalla will be running support for Ruggy. And at least the 3 of us to do the show. You're free to say no, but I think you're the one with the most to lose if we don't succeed. Okay. The head mage just had to go and open his big mouth. I'll be counting on you guys. Our success is riding on you. Let's make this fashion show a smash hit. What's this group of amateurs even supposed to accomplish? Don't worry about that part, I have an idea. And here they are, our secret weapons to ensure success. Really, a fashion show with this group? More like a potato parade. Okay, this was not who I thought it was. It's training time, pups. Great, just great. I assumed that we were looking at Vil, but I don't know about the pups part. That makes me think of what's his name? The Cruella de Vil one. The only way to succeed. Okay, we're finally into a twist tune. Great. Just great. Okay, sorry, it's both of them. Okay. Vil and Professor Cruel. Professor Cruel, that's it. You'll be the stars of the fashion show with our support. Isn't that right, Professor Cruel? But of course, Schoenheit. Oh boy, what a pair to bring. Jamil, do you have any idea what you've signed us up for? Look, I wasn't exactly keen on this myself. Vil is a top model and Professor Cruel is a fashion maven in his own right. Yes, they're going to run us ragged if we have them as coaches. But getting their help is the only way to succeed, period. Otherwise, we amateurs will just embarrass ourselves on stage, guaranteed. I mean, embarrassing yourselves on stage would probably be quite distracting. No wonder Scarabi is the Dome of Mindfulness. You really are willing to go to any lengths to achieve a goal. Your aim is to keep the Queen's, no, the entire venue's gazes riveted upon you, and steal the tiara while doing so. I call it Operation Steal the Show. And steal you shall, or my name isn't Vil Schoenheit. Can I go home yet? Alright, first we need to ensure you're all properly dressed. Everybody gets a fitting. Really? Even the ones not in the show? You still have to blend in with the fairies at the gala. I'm not about to let my pups show up to a formal affair dirty and ungroomed. Rejoice, for the most fitting attire you could wear to this party will be selected. By yours truly. Pomfiore Ballroom. Like, it says ballroom, but it looks like a ballet studio. Yeah, so that's what Callum's looks like. With a nice sash. What do you think? Are they looking sufficiently well groomed? I have to hand it to you, Professor Cruel. The outfits have deliberately muted colours to give better highlight. No, to better highlight the beauty of the wearers, giving them a stoic, mysterious look. Yet the loose sleeves and untucked shirts retain a certain rugged air. Windswept indeed. Here, it's nice having a proper fashionista here to save me a lengthy breakdown. You just threw more items on us than I could. You threw more outfits on us than I could count. Put something on, take something off, repeat ad nauseum. It was more tiring than spell drive training. You think? This is pretty normal when having outfits tailored, right, Leona? Pretty much. I'm glad we've settled on our attire. Don't relax just yet. Even a silk shirt can look like a paper bag if the one wearing it doesn't move with beauty and grace. If you want to achieve an attention-grabbing performance at a fashion show, you'll need two things. A beautiful walk and a beautiful performance. Let's see how well a lot of you can strut. You just want us to walk. I can do that in my sleep. I feel like walking is a lot harder to figure out when you're trying to do it as a conscious action. Don't psych yourselves out. Just relax and put one foot ahead of the other. Alright. Gotta strut our stuff on the catwalk. Ooh. It's getting a little bit more complicated. Oh, no gap in the middle. Success and a full combo. Let's get started. I must say I'm surprised. I wasn't expecting you to be half this graceful. Consider me impressed, Joel. You humble me with your praise, Vil. You are rather poised yourself, Callum. Perhaps home tutoring does make a difference. Wow, you think? You're making me blush. I don't know if I'd say my poise comes from tutoring, though. It's probably just because I like to dance. Callum studied traditional dance since he was a child. I'm a bit into street dancing myself. That would explain why your core muscles are so well developed. And on the other side... Leona isn't very graceful, huh? Leona, what was that utterly abysmal gait? What, I walked the same as the Scarabia guys? You most definitely did not. You have none of Gemel's flexibility or Kalim's class. Your feet drag along the ground, your posture is atrocious, your head bobs when you walk, and you swagger like some kind of ruffian. I mean, swagger seems about right for Leona, right? Some prince you are. Are you sure you're not just the royal jester? Actually, no. Saying that does a disservice to jesters everywhere. Youch, she's not pulling any punches. Show on height. I think for a pup as poorly trained as King Scholar here, we'll need to start with the basics. Walking on 2 legs. Otherwise, we might as well be chucking a newborn kitten down the runway. I think you have the right idea, Professor Crowell. We can't expect an elegant performance from Leona when he doesn't have the fundamentals of walking down. And if both his gait and his performance need work, I'd prefer to focus on walking with the limited time we have. As loath as I am to admit it, Leona could make an eye-catching main model if we leverage that air of smug superiority he gives off. As for you two Scarabia gentlemen, I give you your runway walks 10s across the board. Time for you to move on and try a dance. Your job will be to deliver a dance performance that livens up the venue and gives your sorely lacking main model some much-needed punch-up. Taking everyone's talents, or lack thereof, into account, this is the only solution. Agreed. Schoenheit, your plan... Agreed, Schoenheit. Your plan is the only one that can even out our King Scholar-sized deficit. I question if the two of us are good enough to cover how bad Leona is. We'll give it our best. I told Leona I'd look after him, and I will. I'm embarrassed to be part of Savannah Claw right now. Sorry my Dom's house warden is giving you guys so much extra work. Just saying, I happen to be an expert at walking on 2 legs. Feel free to hit up old Grimmy for some coaching, since you clearly need it. Okay, I'm starting to get real sick of... Quiet! I will tolerate no pointless yipping. Here's the plan, pups. Take lessons from Schoenheit and put on the best possible performance you can. Let's get started with some Fairy Gala lessons right now. I'm guessing we're gonna get another twist tune. Oh, what do we need? We need to earn a total of 50 hairpins. Alright, we're doing... How many do we get by going through, like, the normal level of this? Okay. And I guess we'll go for the ×5. One, two, three. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. Whoops. Whoops. Oof. Did I make it to Esper or not? Not quite. How many did I get? 25 hairpins by doing that. Okay, so we just need to do that like one more time. Alright. One more time it is. Maybe I can get it better this time. Oh, hey Nick. It's going. Leona made me go all the way to Pity, and I have basically used all of my resources to do so. But I did get other SSRs along the way this time. Okay. Right, now I have access to the next bit of the story. Glad I'm not those guys. Is this Ruggy being glad or Grim? Who did I get? I picked up Azul and Callum on my way, but I also before that did the paid gem guaranteed SSR and I got Cater off that one. So I also have so many copies of the Gem LSR. I maxed him out way before getting the Leona. Ouch! Sorry, didn't mean to smack into you again. You were supposed to step forward there. Are the two who are wearing gold also wearing gold eyeshadow and the ones that are wearing silver eyeshadow? Because that is nice. Callum, your movements are smooth and crisp, but you're making a lot of basic errors. Yeah, when I get into the groove, sometimes I kind of wind up letting my body do its own thing. Conversely, Jamil, your steps are technically beyond reproach, but remember that a dance that's too perfect can appear lifeless. Thank you, Vel. Hey, Vel, Callagrim. Hey, Vel, Callagrim and I are just dropping by to see how practice is going. Is our house warden pulling his weight? Hey! Oh, hey Leona, hope you're not skipping out on... Whoa, what's the deal there? He's got vases sitting on his head and shoulders. Vases? Not books. Okay. Vases seems like a dangerous way of doing this. Yeah, in a way the game was nice to me, yes. It finally gave me an SSR that wasn't guaranteed, and did it twice. But it also decided to take all of my gems to go get Leona, so swings and roundabouts, I guess. They'll take these stupid things off of me now. This is an essential step in fixing your posture. Keep going until you can walk a full lap around the room without spilling any water. You little... There goes the water. Leona's soaked. Guy looks like he just went for a swim. And you've spilled some more water already. Start over. Oh, and don't worry, I'll be happy to refill your vases every single time they run out of water. Yeah. Nope, that's it. I'm done. It can stay winter the rest of my life for all I care. Anything beats all this clowning around. Leona's in a shabby state, and Kilimanjaro's dancing is all stilted. Think you guys are gonna be ready in time for the fairy gala? If you guys don't steal the show, we're not gonna be stealing much of anything else. Maybe we need to change of plan. There's nothing for you to worry about. I will ensure the success of Operation Steal the Show. My professional pride demands nothing less. How are you going to pull that off? There's only one surefire way to succeed. Drilling until your muscle memory couldn't forget it even if you wanted to. Yeah. Yikes, you just gave him a magical kick in the pants. Get up, you three. From this point onwards, if you sit without my express permission, you're doing 500 squats. Leona, put the vase back on your head and get back to walking. If you spill any water, your penalty will be an hour-long air chair exercise. You won't get anywhere without developing your core muscles. Callum and Jamil, if either of you slip up, we're in a three-legged lap around the school. You'll be held jointly responsible until you're in sync. But that's not... Who are you to order me to do anything? Vil Schoenheit, world-class supermodel. That's who. Ow! Real glad I'm not those guys right about now. Okay, it's Grim who was glad that he wasn't one of them. You wouldn't get along with the Pompier or anything. I don't think I would either. Alright, Swiss tune number 2. I almost relaxed too soon. There were still notes coming. Maybe with that pal. Yeah, I mean, he doesn't get along great with the other Pompiero folk anyway, does he? Oh, I've read all the currently available story content. Alright then. I guess we end it here then. We'll have to pick this up when the rest of the story gets added. Which I think it gets added tomorrow, so I'll have to figure out when I'm doing it. Alright then. Thank you very much for coming. It's been fun. Even if we, as you can see, drained basically the entire gem reserve. Hooray! I really hope I can regain enough by Leona's birthday. So if you're new here and you've enjoyed your time, please consider subscribing to the channel. You can also follow me on Twitter, which is where the stream schedule is posted for the week. That is in my pinned tweet, and the next scheduled stream is Sunday at 2 PM BST, and that's more Great Ace Attorney. So I hope to see you then or another time. Once again, thanks for coming. And this is Kalla signing out. See ya. Bye bye.